My nigga too for the goat, these other niggas basic.
Say what? No nigga wrist a silver chain around his neck. Say what? A.T.L show coming for their neck. Say what? We gon' say it all different from the rest. Say what? A.T.L show, know that we the best. Say what? Yeah, who was that? A.T.L show coming live, speak about the world. Know that we are still. We got Anthony, TeAma, Legacy, the podcast. On God, we're taking over with the A.T.L show.
My nigga too for the goat, these other niggas basic.
Say what? No nigga wrist a silver chain around his neck. Say what? A.T.L show coming for their neck. Say what? We gon' say it all different from the rest. Say what? A.T.L show, know that we the best. Say what? Yeah, who was that? A.T.L show coming live, speak about the world. Know that we are still. We got Anthony, TeAma, Legacy, the podcast. On God, we're taking over with the A.T.L show.
Just-in-time accessories definitely have the bling and everything in between. TeAma Copeland is your independent paparazzi agent. Join her live online Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Join her on Facebook at TeAma Sweetness Copeland or her fan page, Just-in-Time Accessories, or you can find her on YouTube at TheAnthonyBrownShow. That once again is Just-in-Time Accessories. Everything is only $5. Nickel and lead-free jewelry. TeAma Copeland, independent paparazzi agent. Just-in-Time Accessories definitely have the bling and everything in between. Check her out.
What? You what?
Exotic Oil Masters. Our quality has no competition. Top quality grade A fragrance oils. You can contact Anthony or Junior at 828-471-OILS or 828-705-OILS. Or you can go to the website at www.exoticoilmasters.com. Our quality has no competition. Exotic Oil Masters. Check us out. Exotic Oil Masters.
The Shepherd's Heart AME Church of Royal Palm Beach. Contemporary worship for this present age. At the Shepherd's Heart, we're centered on Christ, focused on family, and united in love. We are a come-as-you-are church. No dress code, no judgment, no kidding. The Shepherd's Heart AME Church, where the pastor is yours truly, Reverend Liam South. We're an out-of-the-box ministry. Come, break out of the box with us.
Good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome to the Anthony Brown Show. This series we call the A.T.L Show. Yeah, that's it right there. that's our supermodel right there. You know, I'm joined tonight by my very beautiful, my very lovely, and very much pregnant co-host, Miss Beautiful TeAma Sweetness.
Hey everybody.
Look, is that a mating call? the very bold, the very beautiful, the very sexy, the voluptuous Miss T Savage.
Hey, y'all.
And his new nickname, Shawty Doo-Wop. Mr. Legacy the Great.
I had to check and see if he had that under his name.
Oh, how y'all doing this evening?
Good. How are you?
Awesome.
Hey, Anthony.
Hey, Alfini.
Oh my God, y'all.
Oh, Anthony, let me get you a little straightening right now, sis. It's not the A.T.L and T Savage. It's the A.T.L show. T Savage is part of our group now.
Humbly.
Listen, I just want to remind everybody once again, please subscribe. Hit the like button and definitely comment below. And if you comment below, we will see your comments live on the screen and we will respond and react accordingly. But definitely hit the subscribe button, because the more you subscribe, we're on our road to 5,000 subscribers. And a little birdie told me that once we hit 5,000 subscribers, Mr. Legacy the Great gonna shake what his mama gave him. So definitely hit that subscribe button. subscribe. Just annihilate, just demolish the subscribe button.
I don't know why he's shaking his head like that's his first time hearing that.
Exactly. You know,
that's why I put my hand up first when he went before he even started saying it.
And he's also available for bookings. TeAma's his business manager. So if you would like to book Mr. Legacy for baby showers, for bridal showers, for any of those events, you know, definitely reach out to TeAma.
Birthday parties, we do it all.
And I also have a brother that comes out. His name is Mello Simmons, and he will attend it with me.
So see, he has a whole
team. Long as y'all cut a check. Anthony, I got your cut off rip, 20%. You Mello manager.
Okay.
Damn.
Let's go.
What?
So yeah, it's got a whole team ready to do this. Because you know, Mr. Legacy has been going to.
We're gonna be the doo-wop dancers.
That's it. You know.
You gonna make y'all logo. She done dubbed you Shorty Doo-Wop. She gotta find a name for Mello.
They go Legacy. He's trying to get back to that.
Why y'all making this man blush?
I'm working. I promise y'all I'm working.
She said no thanks. She don't want no part of it, she said.
No thanks.
Oh. Savage, that's my sister-in-law right there.
Oh, okay.
Well, listen, we have a topic tonight. It's quite interesting. An age-old question on who gets served first. And I saw a video a long time ago. I was trying to find the video and I couldn't find the video, but I'm going to just kind of narrate the video in my own words to give you a visualize what I was thinking. T Savage actually brought up tonight's topic. Thank you, T Savage, for your contribution.
Thank you, Savage.
The way that she presented it was in a form of, like, if you're at a dinner table, a family, a husband, a wife, and kids, who gets served first? The example that I had on a video that I saw a couple of months ago was a situation where, picture this, Sicily, 1946. No, I'm just joking. Well, those girls.
Okay, Sophia.
But no, this was the example I had. Was there was a video of a guy coming in off of an airplane, coming home after being deployed with the military for X number of years, and his whole entire family was greeting him at the airport. It was his sister, his mother, his grandmother, and his children. And the caption read, "Who does he greet first?" Let's talk about it.
Now, who was all there? Who was all there?
His child, his sister, his mother, his grandmother.
No
First
girlfriend
off,
or
he
none of
gonna
that.
greet the kids first
His
because the
wife.
kids gonna take off running.
His wife.
That is a good one, that's TeAma. That's a
Girlfriend
good
can't
one.
be there. He's talking about
The
the
kids
girlfriend.
gonna take off running, so he's gonna come in contact with the kids first.
Yeah, the children. If the children take off running, the older people get to get it.
Okay, them old ass
Well-
knees gonna have to wait.
Not the old ass knees.
Thank you.
Oh, hey.
Look who's back. Look who's back.
Come on, hey.
Oh,
Come on, Dad. If my mom and dad don't get served before anybody else, no exceptions, I have a problem.
Kamal is back.
For me, I have to go with TeAma, but on that. But if they're all just standing there, they couldn't run, and it's my wife, my children, my mother, father, and siblings after that. For me, I'm gonna definitely address my woman and my children. But I'm gonna definitely address them, and then I'm gonna go to my mom and father and anybody else after that. We appreciate that, baby.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kamal.
But it would have to be my wife.
First,
If it's not my wife, then it would be definitely my children, my mother, my father, and so on. My girlfriend after that. But
your girlfriend, the girlfriend before the wife.
I said, if I had a wife, my wife would be first.
And then the girlfriend last.
What if I don't have one?
And then the girlfriend.
You know what? You know what he
cannot.
said. He thought he could slide one in there and nobody would catch that little ass.
Listen, I no, for real though. Family, I definitely, if it's my wife, she deserves the honor of being the head.
Hey, Apostle.
So she would definitely be. Hey, Apostle, she would definitely get the first hug and kiss. My children, my mom and dad, and everybody else after that. But if it's my girlfriend, she would have to definitely get that after my mama and my children get that type of first affection. And plus, she's gonna get a deeper affection later on that night. So she shouldn't have a.
Lord, these prayers don't work. These prayers just don't work.
So the night you're gonna not give her a deeper infection, you're gonna give her a deeper insertion.
Oh my gosh.
These prayers don't.
Oh,
yes. Now you definitely gonna buck everybody, sis. That's why come on, say legacy is on point. If we put it Yep.
Okay, so you have read. Let me go on and read it then. Kamal said legacy is on point. If we put it in a pecking order, wifey is number one always. But because wifey knows who laid the foundation, my wife will always put my parents first.
That's
like TeAma said, them prayers don't even reach the ceiling.
Oh, exactly. And if they do hit the ceiling, they're just bouncing right back.
Hey, TeAma.
Yeah.
They must not be going leaving Tony house either, because he's crazy too. Insertion.
That's you.
Okay, let's not start talking about what I read, Mr. Tony, because I'm gonna have to go with legacy.
You didn't read your transcript?
You going with legacy that I'm crazy?
Man, Tony, baby, if I'm gonna back up anything, it's your book.
You ready to start?
I told him the same thing.
Me and Wick, we ready to invest on the bottom line. My brother even read it.
Huh?
You gotta let Kamal read it, Tony.
Honey.
But
I slept all
when we
day.
talking
When I
about,
say all day, I slept from about 11 o'clock to 8:25. Jumped in the shower and got on here.
Wow. So thank you that y'all actually read the first chapter or the first story in the book and liked it.
you're nasty. You're nasty.
Oh, Mr. Nasty Time.
That's
Hey,
him.
look, this one
That's
here, I lives ready to play the nasty time.
Listen,
Lord.
Savage,
I've been doing
you,
good, y'all.
gotta
I've
read
been
it.
doing good. I've been doing good.
So yes, so back
Well,
into
listen.
that. My prayers don't go that high in the ceiling, but I don't care what it is. On everything, my kid trumps anything and everybody. My mama know not to even ask me.
So let's change the scenario from being the airport to dinner time. Who eats first?
Kids first, man next,
And then the wife.
So
pretty much. Because let me tell you, if a man want me to feed him first, I'm trying to get rid of your ass immediately.
That man just brought his ass in here.
They ain't got nothing to do with me.
Most men will say feed the kids first. No, babe, feed the kids first.
Now,
but the offer, go ahead, Tony.
Now, Legacy, you told me a perfect story. A story that when you was telling the story, I heard violins playing in the background. The story was just so profound, and yes, and I heard the harp playing, and I heard the violins playing. I heard Celine Dion whispering in the background, singing something.
No, that was Whitney.
Angels.
That was Whitney.
That was Miss Houston.
Whitney.
That's right, Miss Houston.
Well, she was singing from heaven.
And Aaliyah.
They were singing from heaven.
That's what he's telling you.
Okay, but nevertheless, in your story that you was telling me, is that your stepfather, the man who raised you, was just like what TeAma said, and T. Savage said, was telling Mama, feed them first. Tell the story.
Well,
see if we can hear Whitney again. Tell the story.
Well, listen. Since we got a little time, I'm gonna tell y'all a story about the greatest man I've met in my life. His name is John Stanley Williams. And growing up, my mom, she had a boyfriend at this time. And we used to go up and we used to go over on the weekends, we'd go over to this place. In Georgia, they have like what they call a little shotgun liquor house. And it just was the place to be, and for grown-ups. But there were other kids that lived at the house, so we were able to, me and my brothers would be able to play with them. And so as years went by, my mother and this man separated, and I used to go to church every week, every Sunday faithfully.
What?
So
them hands weren't laid on them, Tony.
Oh, okay.
Help me, Savage. Help me.
Hey, finish this line. Don't let him ride. He might.
That's right. Don't let the devil ride, baby. Don't let the devil
Yeah, you
ride.
know that song. You could have finished that line, Reverend Legacy.
So listen. But when I used to go to church, I used to go down to the lady house, Miss Inez, every Sunday to get her tithes and offerings because she would want me to pay her tithes and offerings at my church. So I would go down there. But this gentleman, I remember him from being over there hanging out, but I never saw him ever make a move to any advancement towards my mother at that time. So he was always a gentleman when I saw him. And so when I used to come to Ms. Inez to get her tithes and offerings, he would, hey, Sam, he would always give me money for myself and to put this tithes and offerings in. Well, you know, my mother was raising me and two other boys, which are my brothers, you know, by herself pretty much. And she was doing everything she could to make sure that we had. But I'll never forget, one Sunday I went to the store. I snuck off from the church to go get some candy. And when I got to the store, Mr. John Stanley Williams was at the store. And he was like, boy, what you doing out of church? I was like, I snuck up in to get some candy. He was like, get your candy, and here goes some money to put in church. Here goes some money for you. And he was like, how your mama doing? I was like, she's doing okay. I said, we getting ready to try to move. I said, but we don't have, my mama probably needs some help with moving our stuff. That's all I told him. That was on a Sunday. We were supposed to move the next day. When me and my brothers got that Monday to go to school, on our way back from school, we got home. There wasn't no furniture, nothing in the house. So when we were looking around, next time I know a truck came up. It was my mama, my dad, which is who I call my dad, John, and another man. Them two gentlemen moved my mama entire house over there to another plot, to another spot. I'm going to move a little faster because the story could, you know, it's a lot that I can say about it. But I remember growing up when we moved over here, he never moved in our house.
If they say in the black church, take your time, let him use you.
Oh my. But
don't tell him that. You know, legacy is long-winded. Winded. Okay.
So when we move, I got this. I'm gonna try to chop and screw a little bit. I'm gonna chop it and I'm gonna screw it. So,
Lord.
Y'all don't know that song "Chop and Screw" by T-Pain? You will eventually be chopped and screwed.
Screw, chop,
you know that song? Yeah, you know it. Oh, thank you for backing me up.
I am not Satan gone, Satan gone.
Screw. Ooh, chop, chop. I had a little back on the chop. Chop.
Yeah.
All right, go finish that. I'm sorry. You took me in the mind of that.
Give me five. But anyway, I'll never forget, my mama had a little friend. Way back then. She had an extra little friend that was way back. And
is he telling you he getting his foolishness from his mama?
Mama had a little player in her, but I ain't gonna lie. My mama had a little player horse. A little player horse.
She want a thought pocket.
I'm finna go look for your mom on Facebook. I'm telling. So you better pay me not to send this over.
Tony, block it. Block it, Tony.
Never again.
I be snitching.
Anyway,
I be snitching.
Listen, let me tell you. But the man moved in. Well, he didn't move in. What he did was he used to come over and date my mama, and he used to actually date me and my brothers, show us how to be men, because it was just always me, my brother, and my mama. So I'll never forget. As time progressed, you know, they had been dating over a year, and I remember one time he sat me and my brothers down, and he was like, "Listen, your mother thinks it's okay for me to move in. This has been over a year. They've been dating, and at that time I hadn't already loved her, and oh God."
I'm gonna say he get it from his mama. I get it from my. I know. Okay, I'm gonna.
See, everything makes you want to sing. Everything.
Cause I know a lot of music.
Okay, DA.
Exactly. Her and Donnella need to team up and stick with a duo.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
not what
that'll
he
work.
asked me. That's not what he asked. He asked me to come on once a month. Quote.
I need to go talk to him. You know my son don't be knowing what to do. He do not know what him need to do. So I'm gonna go over there and talk to Pastor as soon as this over. Y'all are masturbating heaven.
Stop it.
No, for real. You, him, and Legacy match up on that music. Me and Tony is dumber than a bird.
Yo,
that's
y'all
not
just don't want to do it. Y'all don't want to. Y'all just be busy and don't want to do it. Me and Travis be busy too. But we still
I don't be busy. I be sleep. I'm not even finna tell that lie. I don't be busy. I be sleep. I be making love to my bed. Period.
Oh God.
I'm working on my manuscript, my book.
It's really transparent.
Y'all, I saw he working on the A.T.L show. Y'all saw that green screen show, y'all.
Yeah, that's what it looked like. But anyway, though, let me get to it. When he came to us as a man, he stepped to me and my brother, and he was like, "Look, your mom thinks it's okay, for me to move in, but I wanted to get the okay from you guys because y'all were the men of the house." And
how
I was never like really. I had to be about 12 at that time, and my brother next to me was 11, and my baby brother had to be at least 8. And he was wonderful. He sat us down and we all agreed that I'm trying to meet him and my brothers. We agreed that would be good because we did want him and we loved him when he was there. But I remember one day my daddy was a roofer and he used to use the mops with the tar rooftops to flatten. So that tar made it even hotter up there on the roof. So I remember he used to come home, tar on him, hot drain. My mother is a cooker. And my mother, she would be in the kitchen cooking, and my mother would be fixing plates by the time my daddy would get home and get a shower or whatever. And I remember one day my mama was fixing my daddy a plate.
Uh-huh.
And my daddy was coming in the kitchen, and we was sitting at the table, my daddy would leave up, and he'd say, who plate that is right there? And my mama was like, "Baby, this is your plate." And he was like, "No, you better take all that chicken off that plate and put it back in that basket and take this rice and stuff and put it back, and you need to make their plate first. And when you get done making their plate, you make your plate, and then you will get mine. But they needed to eat first. Now, my babies, they got to eat first." And those things stuck with me so much because he was a man's man. I'm talking about he was gentle, but at the same time, his children and his children's need always came before his, whether if it was enough or not, it was going to be enough, especially for his kids. And that's why I always love that man. He's gone to glory, been gone since April of 2002. And he was the best thing that ever happened to me as far as when it comes to a man being in my life. He's up there. He's on the Mount Rushmore. You got these, everybody else, but when it comes to him, he's at the top of Mount Rushmore for me. He's the best.
I didn't hear
You right, Tony.
See, that was an awesome story.
It was.
Wow. So,
and he made an impact on your life. Just those little things that he did strengthen y'all bond, and it basically taught you how to be a man. He taught you how to be a man.
And a daddy.
I always tell people, just because we're blood don't mean we ain't family. That was your family.
Right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He's the best. But my thing is, my daddy, he was more or less, and I know we can say this is for good evening,
Adrian. Hey, sis.
Say this for Father's Day, but since I'm here, I remember one time my brother had been bad. My mom was tearing that ass up in that room. Do you understand me? That lady tears skin off ass. She don't just
Tony.
she tears skin off ass. And I remember one day my mom was in there whooping my brother so bad. Man, my daddy had to get up out his seat and go in that room and told her, don't you put your goddamn hands on a man another time. He was the savior.
Joanne. Hey.
He was definitely the savior. But my
Super
mama,
Saber Kid.
She didn't want to whip him.
Adrian said, what's the topic tonight, y'all?
Adrian, the topic is age-old question. Who gets served first? And that topic came to us from the wonderful, the very beautiful T. Savage. And the example that I gave, I want to catch you up real quick, is two examples we had so far. One was a man coming home from deployment from the military, and he's meeting his family in the airport. His child, his sister, his mother, and grandmother. Who does he greet first? As a matter of fact, I want you all in the comment section is to comment below and let me know who do you think should be greeted first. And I'm going to share your comments on the screen in that example. So again, it was this, he's being greeted by his child, his wife, his mother, and grandmother. So it's 4 ladies greeting him at the airport. Who should get, baby, I'm happy to see you first. The second example we gave was a dinner table. You have a family, 1 or 2 children sitting at the table, husband, wife. Who gets their plate first?
I personally feel like in some situations, the wife comes first. Some situations, the children come first. But I've heard stories of people who have spent their lives catering to their children and not doing their spouse right. But you got to remember, when those kids become 18, 19, 20, 21, and they leave, it's just you and that spouse you mistreated all them years. See, Adrian said, my kids eat first. That's a no-brainer. And shame on the man who say, bring me my plate before the children eat.
But another thing, Savage, before you condemn, you also have to understand that a lot of people base their life off of what they saw and how they were raised. So in some people's houses, the children, that the man eats first because they biblically go about how the Bible do the pecking order. Because truthfully, if we're going by the Bible, or we're going to use this because it's supposed to be the best setting that we know of, when a man and a woman gets married, the mother and father no longer. Go ahead.
Adrian said, but my man going to eat it. But my man going to eat and eat good, and if he's a decent man, you know I got him.
Mm-hmm. But to say this, if we're gonna go off of that, we have to also know that when you get married, that's why we're using wife and not girlfriend in a sense. That when you get married, you are supposed to pull away from your mother and father and to cleave only to your husband and wife and know nobody. No, when I say nobody, it includes children and all. Don't nobody come before that bond right there. And a lot of people don't like to believe that, but it's in there. Your dad is a minister, Savage, and I guarantee he'll tell you that's what that's what it says. That nothing comes before the husband and the wife, not even children. Period. But because we don't go by the Bible like we should, or however people want to say, we make up our own order. And that's how people are, because we're human. We make up our own order. Even though the instructions are right there to tell you how to do it, we still make up our own instructions to live how we want to live.
TeAma, what does Wick say?
You know, I really want to ask him that question, but I can't ask him that question right now. But let me tell you.
I saw you looking at somebody. That's why I asked that question.
No, I was looking at my brother.
Okay.
Anything that, listen, Linda. You're not gonna eat before my kid. Nobody is gonna eat before my kid. When the Bible was talking about that, he was talking about how most men will pick their mom over their wife. I don't believe God was saying feed this Negro first, and don't. I see that's taking the Bible way out of context.
Adrian
that
said,
can be out of context.
never mind, it's gone. I think Adrian said her marriage, her kids came first. My kids come first because guess what? When I divorced my husband, he divorced our kids.
That's a whole nother show.
But see, that's a whole nother show. We're not gonna base that off of that. We're just talking before any divorce, before any of that. We're talking about good terms. We're not talking about bad terms.
Well, let me tell you,
like
as
Savage
adults,
said,
y'all all should have that conclusion that the kids come first.
Yeah, right. But that's why I said to Savage a minute ago that it just depends on how that individual was raised prior to getting married, him or herself. Because some young women look and see their mother feeding their daddy first. That's their pecking order going into their relationship because they see. Hey,
Babson is big swallow. Yes, gang. Sorry. Go ahead.
But like Savage said a minute ago, in some situations and circumstances, what the people believe, if the mother looks at the food and know that there's more than enough to feed her household, then she may do that, or the father may do that. But if it's
Adrian said no, it's piggybacking off of what she said. And Alma said, what I do is fix everyone's plate at one time. I take my kids their plate, my husband, and then my plate. Or I can bring both my kids and my husband's plate out at the same time.
It works for me.
My point is, I'm putting my kids first because when that man gone, my kids were still there.
But guess what you said, Savage? Let me tell you something what Savage said about 5 minutes ago. Savage said that when most children get to be between 18 to 20, they go off and start to do their own thing. They barely have time to make time to do anything for their parents until they settle down in mid-25s to 30. So at that time, that bond that you're supposed to have been still mending and building with your significant other that you put all your time and effort into your child and you forgot how to love your spouse, you're going to have to deal with that again.
Joanne said, that's true. Kamal says, so do your spouse become number one once the kids leave the house, or do you find a pet or something to take the number one spot? Anyone put me in second could not be by my side.
Better believe it.
See, come on, that's the first time me and you, we won't be side by side. But I don't feel because you feed the kids first, that means they putting you second. I wouldn't even if my kids was making a plate and they said, "Mom, here go the plate for you," but they got a younger sibling, I wouldn't even want to take that plate if it was my kid giving it to me and all the kids didn't eat. And my son is the one that made the plate.
When you go to the family cookouts, what they say? We're gonna let the kids eat first. Make sure the kids eat.
That's that.
And I got a 20-year-old that will make the world stop.
But I noticed that people, I noticed people that feed. They just said right, Teama. People that feed the husband first are really, really old school. They might be homemakers or homebodies or me, Tarzan, you Jane type of people.
But let me tell you, listen, if we was biking slavery,
my point exactly.
Huh? I said we was biking slavery when the men used to have to pick that cotton, get their ass beat the whole way. I probably would have fed him first, but not in 2021.
The way it said, yes, that part.
So listen, I'm just gotta tell you. So if we was biking slavery, where the men went through it, baby, I'm sorry, he'll eat before everything. Honey. So let's be completely honest. If we was biking, I have some bathwater ready. I be on some whole type of white shit, okay? But no, not in 2020, bro.
Now my question and comment.
2021.
Wait, you don't have your husband bathwater ready sometimes?
My question.
Do nothing special.
Hold on. My question and comment is to Adrian.
Okay, I buy you some food. I take you out to eat. We could go to the spa. What do you mean?
Go ahead. Anthony Brown said he got a question for Adrian.
Adrian.
You TeAma.
Yeah, Adrian, the question is, okay, based on what you had said, because when the man leaves, your kids are still
I'll do it for you, Anya.
Now, if with that question or with that comment being said, two-part question: are they his kids or were they your kids when you met him? Because that's one question. You know, were they his kids?
No, those are his kids.
Those are
his children, his biological children.
His biological children. And at the same token, I'm trying to say this to be politically correct. My thing is,
she's explaining to you, it was a package deal, Tony. Long as he with the mom, he'll provide for the kids. He ain't with the mama, that's her job. Done deal. It's called a package deal.
Right. But see, when I hear package deal, she could have already had kids when he got with her.
No, they
could see them babies.
Okay, so the second part is, maybe, and I'm just being a devil's advocate. Don't beat me up, Adrian. Please, girl, I love you. But my second part is, and ladies on the show, don't be team woman. Hold up, I'm just talking.
I am woman. Hear me roar.
Maybe he felt that he wasn't being treated as such or treated like the king in his castle, and moved on.
No,
but you're not listening, Tony. She say she did put him first.
She did
put him first, and when he left, he didn't give a damn about her or the kids.
She said, I had no kids when I met him. We got married and then had 3 kids. I really want her to come on this, get in one of these boxes, right?
Because she would really give you an enlightenment.
We need Adrian in one of these boxes tonight. Seriously.
Send her the link, Savage.
This is one night. This is one night I will not battle because I'm not getting my ass in the middle of this right here.
Oh, by Adrian, we finna go to war.
Okay.
Listen, tonight is not the night.
It actually is.
Let me tell you, if you go on Miss Adrian page, bro, she cooks.
When I say cook,
listen, the fuck
you ever met somebody?
You ever met Kong ain't get me up out this house. Not my greeting.
You ever met somebody that cooked so well that you've never had anything that cooked that wasn't good? Everything they cooked is the shit.
It's so damn clean.
Everything
clean, you can eat off the floor. I be looking at the kitchen. I be like, her kitchen is so damn clean.
She's talking about let me in.
Now let me just.
The link is in the description below. So Adrian, click on that link right there and come on in. As they say in the Baptist church, come on in the room.
That's her song too. That's what she was saying.
I used to do that with my grandparents.
Hey, Miss Adrian.
Hey, y'all.
In the house.
Hey,
Sam. Let me hear you say Adrian's in the house.
That's my big sister, Adrian.
Adrian's in the house.
Hey, Legacy. Listen, let me explain to y'all what happened.
Hey,
my husband and I were married. First of all, we met when we were 14 years old. So we were friends before we were lovers, before we were boyfriend and girlfriend. We were best friends. I gotta give him credit. He was a damn good provider. He bought me a house, had a house built from the ground up. I had the house. I had everything society says we're supposed to have. The husband, the money, the cars, the houses. I had all of that. With my husband, what happened with him is that I grew older and he didn't. I started to go through some things and he didn't know how to handle what I was going through. And everything.
When you say you grow older, you mean mentally?
Mentally, exactly.
Okay.
He was a very good provider. When I tell you he was a good provider, if I said to my husband, I need an extra $1,000 this month, he bought me an extra $2,000. It was never a question about money. He did the damn thing. He was everything a woman could want in a man. But with that came with a lot of immaturity. He suffered a lot of loss. First, his mom died, then his best friend died, then his father died. I mean, his sister died, then his father died. And every time somebody died, I buried a piece of my husband with them. So back in 2003, I had gastric bypass surgery. And so I didn't realize how much eating was an addiction for me until I was no longer able to eat like I used to. So I went from eating to drinking. I didn't know what was going on with me. I didn't know why every day I was picking up a bottle. So and all the things he had done and had went through and put me through, I stayed there with him no matter what. When he was treating me like straight shit, I stayed there with him. So when I started going through something, he didn't know how to deal with it. Neither one of us knew what the hell was going on with me. And he left me basically, like left me stranded mentally. He was there, but he disconnected himself. So when I made the decision to leave him, he didn't want anything else to do with me or our children. And his exact words to me was that if you do right, then I'll take care of them kids. As long as you ain't doing right, if you don't act right, then I ain't taking care of those kids. And guess what? I walked away and ain't never looked back.
And how long have you been separated?
We've been divorced now since 2015. I think I got a divorce, but I left him October the 7th of 2007, and he's still mad.
Now, what was his definition of you do right?
He wanted me to still be with him, and I didn't want to be with him anymore. And then when he would come to me and want sexual advances and wanted to still sleep with me and still wanted to be with me, and I told him, right, and I'm going to tell y'all something that my mom told me. My mom told me, and I couldn't see it at the time, because when I tell you I had the perfect husband, you look up perfect man, he was the perfect man. And my mother used to always say to me, Adrian, when you stop giving them men your stuff, I'm telling you, they don't want you no more. They ain't going to do right by them children. And I couldn't see that because my husband grew up with a mother and a father. So that's all he knew, was a mother and a father in the household. So nobody could make me believe that this man that I have known my entire life, once we separated, he still wouldn't do right by our children. I couldn't have been more wrong. He never did anything for my children. On God, I promise you. Since I left my husband in 2007, he's given me $60 since 2007. I never took them for child support. I never took them for nothing, because I gave birth to those children. They didn't ask to be born. I chose life for them. And just because he decided he no longer wanted to be a parent, that didn't give me the right to say, well, I'm not going to be a parent. My children had everything they needed and too much of what they didn't need. If I had to work 30 days straight, 16-hour shifts, that's what I did, because my children didn't ask to be born. And I ain't running behind no nigga to take care of something that they helped to make. So that's what that was. And what
strong, beautiful black woman, hands down.
And that's real. My children will tell you, and I went through those times. I know we kind of getting off subject, but I need you to understand when I say to you that I took care of my husband. My husband didn't want for nothing. I was a damn good wife to him, like he was a good husband to me. So when I say I fed my children first, my children eating first, no matter what, because one of y'all said, I think it was you, Legacy, but when you said something about when the kids get older, somebody said when the kids get older or something like that, then the man feel, listen, now my kids grown now, I still fix my kids' plates, but I don't have a man that I'm living with either. But if I did and my kids are grown, that's a different story. But when they was children,
Ms. Adrian, let me say this. I definitely, like I told you, my dad was the same way. And so, I do understand that, the way you feel about your children, because I'm the same way myself. But sometimes, and I've seen it on numerous occasions, to where, especially when it comes to women sometimes, and you said you handled your business, but most women start to cater too much to their children to the point to where they forget that they are married. and that you are supposed to cater, if you're going to cater, that you are supposed to cater to the one that you are married to. If you notice, I didn't say cater to your man. I said cater to the one that you're married to. Because in truth, he's supposed to come before your children, before your mama, and before your daddy. Now that's truth and fact if we're going to go look at it biblically.
Yeah,
because it tells you that when you are to marry your husband and wife, y'all are to leave mother and father and to cleave and become one. That's what it says.
You got it. Okay, sorry about that.
I do understand. But some people do tend to, as the children grow in that relationship and get older, and the more the mother and father tend to just continue to, and it's like a magnet that has the negative and positive that starts to pull those two apart over the years, because sometimes the father wants the children to get a little bit more toughness, and the mother is an anchor, and the mother tends to, sneak and, not saying in a bad way, but sneak and nurture the child a little bit more and give the child a little bit more. So a child will start to be divided, and the relationship will start to be ripped from the seams, because we tend to put the pecking order out of order by putting, which is supposed to be God first, spouse, I didn't say man or woman, I said spouse, then children, then mother-in-law, in that order, so that everybody knows their step. Because some people tend to put their sister and brothers above their husband or their wives. And then people tend to not understand where their place is on the totem pole. Because you can't think, and when women tend to put their sisters in their business and uphill, that's why the sister and mama, and that's why the husband and mama feel that they can talk to the wife in a kind of way, and the sister think that she can talk to the husband in a kind of way, is because the pecking order is out of control.
That's true.
We have to make sure that the pecking order.
God, well, I'm listening, but what I wanted to say to you about that, I get exactly what you're saying, but just to give you an idea of what type of woman I was to my husband, nobody came before my husband other than my children. My children came first because, like I said, they didn't ask to be born.
No. But Nikki said that's a no-no.
But what's a no-no?
I don't know. Something Legacy said.
After your husband, like the mom and sister, them disrespect.
Oh yeah. That definitely is. But when I tell you, I was all about my husband. My husband and I were correctional officers. That man went to work every day with steak. I mean, a whole week straight. He ate steak, potatoes, shrimp, whatever he wanted. I made sure he had everything he wanted. My husband used to do stuff on the side, and he was so nice. He used to do stuff like make those big speakers for cars. And it was a couple guys on the job that owe him money for them speakers, and they ain't never pay him. I called him in the parking lot. That's the kind of wife I was about my husband. When my husband's mother died, his cousins came in, and they start talking to my husband and start saying to him, y'all need to look out for your father. He just lost. Wait a minute, who are you talking to? That's my motherfucking husband. You don't be talking to him like that. See, that's the kind of woman I am. That's the kind of woman I am. You owe my husband for them speakers. When you going to hold on a second? Let me meet you out in the parking lot. I called a couple men in the parking lot about my husband. So what I'm saying is, I gave him just as much as I gave our children. That's how. So I was a damn good woman to my husband. And he knew I was a good woman, so much so to the point, to this day, he's still angry with me. He's still angry with me, won't even talk. I done raised all three of our children. My children are doing phenomenal. My two boys are getting married. One is married. The other one's getting ready to get married. The only one that's still home is my baby girl. They all work. They all take care of themselves. And I did that by myself with no help from him. I never asked that nigga for a dime. I never asked him for a fucking dime.
Ms. Adrian, how old were your children when y'all separated?
Let me see. We separated in 2000. I gotta use a calculator here. I'm gonna tell you how old they were. I'm gonna tell you how old they were. Jasmine was 8. That meant Devin had to be about 10, and Darius had to be about 12. So they were young.
So now hold on, Miss Adrian.
Devin was 7. Devin was 7.
From 12, 10, and 7. And y'all been together pretty much since y'all was in middle school.
High school.
Right?
We started. No, we were friends in high school. We met in the 9th grade in 1984. We were 14 years old when we met. We didn't start dating until 1992. We were 22 years old before we were 23. We moved in together. We got
all
married.
3 of the kids, and all 3 of the kids are his, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So now we got to give some credit. And you have given him some credit, but let's not all the way belittle him, because what I heard, and I'm not saying you're doing it intentionally, but what I'm saying is from the time that y'all was together to y'all divorced, to y'all separated, you said he was an exceptional father and he was an exceptional husband,
right?
Until things started to take place. So up until your oldest child was 13, he was excellent as a father. And how old are your children now?
26, 24, and 22.
So we're going to say from your baby girl, she was 7, and she's 22 now.
She'll be 22
so we're
in
talking
December.
About 9. Right, so pretty much half and half of everyone's life, he was a good and bad dad.
Good dad.
He was a good dad.
Huh?
Let me stop you right there, because at what point did I ever belittle him? In fact, what I did is I gave that nigga his props.
Maybe that was a bad choice. I didn't mean it in that way.
Was a bad choice.
What I'm saying is, when I hear you say, that you raised them by yourself.
I did.
When I hear you say, but he was there from at least one of the child's life from birth to 13, and another one from birth to 10, and from another one from birth to 7. So he played a part somewhere in that part.
Somewhat.
He was excellent up until you left him. So that's all I'm saying. We have to still give him some credit for what he did.
I gave him credit for what he did, but the credit stopped in October of 2007. Do you know what children did from 2007 up to 2021? Every birthday, every holiday, every sporting event, every graduation, every prom, everything. My daughter was exceptional in high school. Basketball, weightlifting, flag football. My son was in football. He never saw a football game. He never saw a birthday. He never came to anything. So I can only give him credit. So when I say I raised them, because the raising the children don't really start until they get to a certain age. When they're young and impressionable, you can get them to do what you want them to do. But once they hit that teen mark, that's when the raising really, really comes into effect, because you can tell them pretty much what to do once they get that certain age. Once they cross that threshold, that's when you got to start. It becomes a battle, because they want to be independent.
Hold on 1 second. Kamal said, no matter what pecking order is, spouse first. No ifs, ands, or buts. Your spouse is first. Trust me, when them kids start their own family, you will feel it when you don't put spouse first, period.
I don't care what Kamal say. Speak to each his own. My children gonna eat first, and I don't give two shits about what Kamal or anybody else say. That's his opinion, and maybe in his case that works. And I took care of my husband. He's still missing. See, this one, let me tell y'all something about what people do. People hear what they want to hear. They balk, or they take one part of it and they run with it. Nobody, he hasn't heard.
Nikki said so true.
No, he hasn't heard what I said, that my husband was first. The topic was who eats first. I said my children eat first. But did Kamal not hear me say that I was the kind of wife that I invited men in the parking lot about my man's husband, my man's money? Not because he was weak. It's just you ain't about to step over my man. I made sure he had good meals. I made sure I took care of everything. I was his motherfucking Bonnie and Clyde, okay? So I didn't say I gave him
Yes, push through.
I didn't make no decisions in the house without him, none of that. I just said my children ate first.
I gotta say this. West Side Baltimore in the building. Shout out to Adrian. West Side Baltimore.
I'm sorry, yes.
I hear you. Miss Adrian, I hear you on that. I hear you. But it's like I said earlier. It's still based off of how individuals were raised and what went on in their household prior to them becoming adults. If some people were raised that the husband eat first, there's nothing wrong with that. If some people were raised that the children eat first, ain't nothing wrong with that. We just have to get out of our own psyche of saying what is right and what is wrong, because then that leads you to condemn somebody else's life and how they were raised.
If you search it on Facebook, it's the Anthony Brown Show. I'm on live on Tag, and they going crazy over here listening to this. So I'm trying to tell them to come over and listen.
Make sure they subscribe.
Oh yeah, but I guess the only point I was just trying to make is that I did do right by my husband. But my only point is this: like I had one lady that my son was dating her daughter, and she said to me, she didn't want her daughter being with my son because she didn't know my story. And that's why you can't judge a book by its cover. She looked at me raising those 3 children by myself, and she said that she didn't want her daughter to end up pregnant and being a single mother. And I had to ask that hoe, what's that supposed to mean? What do you know about me? Because first and foremost, I did everything.
Miss Adrian, you had to what?
I asked that hoe.
You had to what?
You heard me. I had to ask that hoe. What because realistically, she judged the fact that she saw me raising those kids alone, and she assumed that I was a single mother. And a lot of people ask me all the time because I got 2 light-skinned children, and my oldest son is a little bit darker than me. And the first thing they ask me is, "Darius got a different father?" No. Oh, all 3 of your children got the same father? Yes. I did what society, quote unquote, says. Have the husband, have the house with the white picket fence and the 2.5 kids. I did all of that. And all I'm saying is at the end of the day, and no matter what order you do things, when a man ain't going to do, or a woman, they not going to do, regardless, you can't make them do. Whether I fed him first or not, at the end of the day, I had his back with everything else. I gave him his props about what kind of man he was. But he literally told me, if I don't do right, he's not going to do right by our kids. But my mother told me that when you stop for them, they won't do right.
Hey, Robert Detta Rice said, thank you, Auntie, I'm here. Y'all, they call her Auntie Adrian on Tag. So Shell said, amen, you better say Miss Adrian about that life.
What you do or what you do not do. If it's your child as a man, you supposed to stand up. You don't get no credit for not doing shit.
Exactly.
For the man that like to take up for men. Soon as you abruptly abandon your jet, you a sorry ass nigga. Sorry. Cause no, that is your seed. How you gonna look at your seed, but yet you out there living your finest life and don't look like.
Right.
Nikki said, tell them to mind their damn business. They are not the father, in her Maury voice. You are not the father.
Believe that.
Exactly. I mean, listen, I even to the point, like, because my kids are like right now, my son he got engaged and now he get ready to have twins. My ex-husband is missing all of this. I'm like,
I thought you was trying to April Fool's me though, for real.
I know that's what everybody My son is having twins. My ex-husband is missing all of that. I've even gone to the point of saying, I've been in Florida for 13 years. And he's only been to Florida one time in 13 years to see our children. Why is that? And the only time he came was when my son got married in 2019. He came down for one day. And I was real glad that he came. But you know what my children always say to me? It don't matter if dad don't come. We know he's not coming. So it's like the norm for them. And I told him, I got on the phone. I said, listen, You ain't been here for nothing that these children have ever done. Nothing. And I ain't never once questioned you about it. I said, but I'm going to tell you right now, if you hurt my son and don't come to this wedding, we going to have problems. I have not bothered him about anything. But I knew because my oldest son, my sister tell you, my oldest son, very quiet, very to himself, don't much or nothing move him. But I knew he was bothered. He wanted his dad to be there. And I told him, and this motherfucker don't like me, I'll buy your plane ticket. And I meant that because you know what? At the end of the day, it wasn't about him. It was about our son. Exactly. And even though he had been acting, my children still, and let me tell y'all something. I'm talking shit about their father to y'all. Not once have I ever said anything bad about their father to them because that's still their father.
Right.
That's still their father. And it's not my place to have an opinion about him because you know what? Children can see on their own. They know what's going to happen. They already know they're going to draw their own opinion, but they will be because of nothing I said. So in the 13 years I've been in Florida, he's been here one time. He showed up for my son's wedding. And my son said to me, he said, Mommy, I'm having so my son don't even call me Mommy. He's like, Mom, hey, Mom. He came over to me at his wedding. He's like, Mommy, I'm having so much fun. He said, I'm really glad Dad showed up. That meant something. I was so thankful.
Hold on, sis. Shell said, Auntie Adrian, I respect you to the fullest. Where's my baby powder so I can slap these sorry asses? I'm going missing and I can't take care of my kids' ass men. Not the baby powder, bitch. We can grease up. I keep Vaseline. I see that. We're going to grease up on there.
I just want to say, first of all, to Shell Scott. Hi, Shell. Me and Shell used to work together a couple years back. But for you, Miss Adrian, I just want to say, you know, I applaud you. Hats off to you. You know,
round of applause.
I love and I respect everything you're doing, everything you're saying, and how you've been through your relationship. And you know, you are indeed what they call the strong Black woman, and you are an example of what should be in the marriage and what you should be out of the marriage and raising those kids. You know, you are, you know, wow.
I tell you, I work hard because I always tell people as a parent, as a mother, we don't get the right. We don't get the luxury of giving up. Them kids don't know how many days I sat in that bedroom and I cried my ass off. Came out that room with a straight face, just like ain't nothing ever happened. And now that they're grown, we have conversations about some of the things that I went through when they were children. They were like, Mom, why you ain't never tell us? Because it wasn't your place to know. I need y'all to know that there was times that I didn't eat once a day for 6 and 7 weeks. And they was like, really? Yes. We didn't know that because you wasn't supposed to. I did what I was supposed to do as a mother.
That's one thing she do what she has to do.
Thank you.
Shell said, Auntie Adrian, you're the best love.
I'm telling you, so you know what I mean? All I want nothing more. Like my daughter. My daughter's going through issues because her father's not there. She wants her father to be there. I'm like, if you want to go up there with him, go ahead. The boys don't feel that way, but she's a girl, and you know, girls cling to their dads.
That's your first love.
And I'm like, if you want to go up there with them, then you go ahead on and be with them. I ain't gonna stop you. I'll buy you. You need a ride to the airport. That's what
she is not gonna leave her mama.
No, she ended up not going.
Is Legacy crying because he got a daughter? That's why he cut the camera off. He over there crying, y'all.
Not gonna leave her mama. Oh no, y'all like two peas in a pot.
Do the kids have access to him as far as his phone number?
Oh yeah, they talk to him and everything. Let me tell you, the latest thing he did, it was Christmas time, and he wanted to come down here for Christmas, and he wanted to get like an Airbnb for Christmas and wanted to spend Christmas with the kids and everything. Now, mind you, my kids are grown. My oldest is married. My middle son is, you know, getting ready to get married. Then I got Jasmine. She's just turned 21 in December. So he wanted to have Christmas down here at an Airbnb or something. But the catch was I couldn't be there. So my children said to him, wait. And the main one that said it was the baby girl, which I thought she would be the one that would be all for it. She was like, no, you don't get the right to pick and choose where our mother can be. What we look like spending Christmas with her without her, just because you decide after 13 years you want to come and celebrate Christmas with us. You don't get to decide that. So if you want to have Christmas with us, you can come on down. Mom's so secure in her shit. Bring Miss Renee with you. Mind you, he didn't had a woman since before I left Maryland. But he wanted to come down for Christmas and spend Christmas, but I couldn't be there. And let me tell you just what type of woman I am. I didn't care. I was like, y'all go ahead on. Mommy done spent plenty Christmases with y'all. If your dad wants to come down and spend Christmas with y'all, y'all go ahead. Mommy will be fine. And I meant that shit. I meant that. I wouldn't have felt no kind of way, because at the end of the day, it's all about my children. It's not that I didn't care for their dad, but I was the one that had to play mommy and daddy. When my son went through I don't know how to teach a man how to be a man. All I can do is teach him what not to do as a man. I can't teach him. Those things were conversations his dad needed to have with him. When his little dick was burning or something like that, I had to be the one to have that conversation. You know what I'm saying? You know, when he had I mean, seriously, I had to be the one. So he put me in a position where I had to be mommy and daddy. No help. But these conversations I had with my sons, because I had to do it. I ain't want to have them call, Ma, I'm pissing blood. Ma, come and look. Ma, it's something down here on my balls, Ma. I need you to look. What was I do? What was I supposed to do? Tell them I'm not going to look? I ain't had no choice. I'm like, God damn it. Boy, when that thing got that big, God, it was just, you know what I'm saying? The fuck? And he was just looking at it out of me like,
I'm so glad my husband's back.
I'm telling you, that's the kind of relationship I had. But these were things, and these were times I'd be like, this sorry ass nigga. And I'm saying it in my mind. Where the fuck was he at? When, the first time my son got his heart broke, he coming to me. This was a conversation he needed his dad to be there for.
True.
But I had to step in, and I had to be the mother, and I had to be the father. So when he made the decision, it was time to come for Christmas. The kids was like, no, you don't get to make that. You can't do that. Sure, you can come down for Christmas, but Mom coming with us. So guess what happened? He didn't come because he don't want to be with me. Now, I don't want him. I'm good. I left him. He didn't leave me. But he's angry. So I'm just saying a lot goes into that when you say, and this is why I said what I said that led up to all of this. I fed my damn children first because I still took care of him. He still got his nice old meal. He still ate whatever the fuck he wanted, whatever he said, babe. And I'm like that to this day. Any of y'all could come to my house right now because I love to cook. You could come to my house. Well, not right now because, see, I'm down here slutting a little bit in North Carolina. But if we was home and y'all was to come to my house, and hungry, I'm going to get up and fix y'all a meal. That's how I am. So it wasn't like he didn't get what he wanted. I knew how to be a wife to him. But what I'm saying to you now, suppose I had been putting him before my kids all the time. He left anyway. When he left, he had nothing to do with the children. And they his kids. I even, one year, I even paid for Jasmine to fly up to Maryland to see him. He wouldn't have did that for me. So in that situation, since we talked about it, what am I saying?
She'll say, get it, auntie.
I mean, this is where I tell people all the time, I don't speak on anything that I don't know about. If it comes out my mouth, I probably didn't experience it. If I don't know about it, I ain't too proud to say I don't know about that, but I'll ask so-and-so. You know what I mean? Because that's how I am. But if I know something, if I'm telling you something, if I tell you don't walk through that street on the corner at such and such a time, that's because I didn't walk through that street at such and such a time, and I know what's going to happen when you walk through there. I don't speak on nothing that I ain't experienced.
Right.
I don't know. Anyway, I appreciate y'all for having me on y'all platform. I do. I really do.
Thank you for coming, sis. Woo!
Anytime, I always listen to y'all. Y'all be having.
She'll be over there with you soon as the podcast closed. She'll be right there.
Yeah. What you say, TeAma? Huh?
I say Anya be right over there with you soon as this podcast over.
I know she will. TeAma, I gotta come see you too. I gotta get some more jewelry and thanks, girl.
All right.
Jury, it's time for a commercial break.
All right, y'all.
Yeah, I'm trying to
y'all. Have a good night.
Good night, love.
I see you on tag.
Live it up for me.
Wait a minute. Miss Adrian, I'm trying to keep her on.
Oh,
let's go.
My bad.
Just-in-time accessories definitely have the bling and everything in between. TeAma Copeland is your independent paparazzi agent. Join her live online Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Join her on Facebook at TeAma Sweetness Copeland or her fan page, Just-in-Time Accessories, or you can find her on YouTube at Teama Herice. That once again is Just-in-Time Accessories. Everything is only $5. Nickel and lead-free jewelry. TeAma Copeland, independent paparazzi agent. Just-in-time accessories definitely have the bling and everything in between. Check her out. Exotic Oil Masters. Our quality has no competition. Top quality grade A fragrance oils. You can contact Anthony or Junior at 828-471-OILS or 828-705-OILS. Or you can go to the website at www.exoticoilmasters.com. Our quality has no competition. Exotic Oil Masters. Check us out. Exotic Oil Master.
The Shepherd's Heart AME Church of Royal Palm Beach. Contemporary worship for this present age. At the Shepherd's Heart, we're centered on Christ, focused on family, and united in love. We are a come-as-you-are church. No dress code, no judgment, no kidding. The Shepherd's Heart AME Church, where the pastor is yours truly, Reverend Liam South. We're an out-of-the-box ministry. Come, break out of the box with us.
I really appreciate Miss Adrian coming on board. She was amazing. She was indeed amazing. Yes. I was gonna tell her before she got off the air. She's from West Palm. She's local.
She's local. She's actually from West Side Baltimore. That's where the accent come in at.
Miss Adrian, come back on, Miss Adrian.
But she currently live here in the West Palm area, correct?
Yeah.
Because TeAma was saying something about she got all this cooking thing, I love to eat. So Ms.
She
Adrian,
got this brand called Real Talk from My Kitchen to Yours.
Miss Adrian gonna be my new friend.
She on YouTube and everything.
Yeah, she got YouTube videos of her cooking. She got videos of her telling her story. And remember we was doing the Smash and Pass?
Yeah.
And we was picking people to go in there, and I was suggesting her, but you had to come up with somebody else. That's why I was gonna have come on now. Cause I already know it's gonna be lit like it was. But
I would love to have her on here. Yes.
Miss Adrian, come back on.
Baby could cook, and she always.
She on her live right now, but she got two. We got both of us got two phones. Cause we be on tag too.
You heard me tell her as soon as this over, Anya be over there with you, baby. She'll be.
She in North Carolina right now.
Sorry, we be thinking
she is.
Thank you for a share.
Exactly.
She'll be back this weekend.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
I like her.
She said she'll be glad to come back. See, she listening to us too while she's doing the tag. Somebody sending her a jet. Hey.
Yeah. Make sure you.
We don't know what none of that is. Do you know what that is, Legacy? Because you smiling like you be on now.
They send gifts, and when people see you turn them out into gifts, the gifts turn into diamonds, and you can cash the diamonds out for real money. So yeah.
Okay, so when I'm getting my cut on you.
Your cut of what?
Your money.
I don't be doing stuff like that. I be taking my diamonds and cashing them in for coins so I can give to other people. I don't be cashing out on here.
Well, I need you to cash out because me and your god baby got stuff to buy. You tripping. The hell wrong with you?
Period.
We giving them to other people.
What?
Wow.
I'm like, what's trying to say? But on a good note, I met a lady today. Would you say, Legacy?
No, go ahead, baby.
Oh, I met a girl today with a mouthful of gold. But she look hood, though. She look real hood. But I met a girl today with a mouthful of gold. I never met a woman with top and bottom before today. She was working in the Hooks drive-thru. And she couldn't keep her mask on her face because she was trying to show her grill. She came up to my window to bring the food. You know what I did? Because her mask was down here on her chin. She went to let the window down, and I went,
put your mask up.
Put that mask up, because you ain't give me nothing with that mask down.
Okay.
She rolled her eyes. I ain't care. By then, I had my food. I know you ain't spitting to play soccer with it in the kitchen because it's in the bag. So just pass me the bag.
I thought this was going to be a kumbaya story because y'all both got a grill top and bottom.
And she caught an attitude at the end. I asked her to put a mask on. But see, y'all know me. I'm a germophobic. I had my mask off. So if I got mine off, you definitely have to have yours on. Period. And you come to my window, how close is somebody in your face when they come to your window in your car?
Let me tell you, you can't do none of that. Y'all on something that ain't got nothing to do with nothing. Tell me why I went to my doctor's appointment today. I go at a regular time, me and another lady, she coming. My doctor's office closed. How about my doctor and the nurse got corona? They didn't even call us to tell us that they done caught corona. Whole building shut down.
You need to let him have it because you know how doctors do patients when you're like late.
Oh, bitch, you giving me $25. Do you know how many no call, no shows I done paid? Like 3. You giving me my $25 bite. Best to believe that.
Exactly.
Believe that. You need that.
Give me my money back.
I want to remind all the viewers. I want to remind the viewers that on the 24th, which is a Saturday, on Facebook, follow Marky Job TV on Facebook, Marky Job TV, which is owned and operated by Miss Millionaire. We will be the cast of the A.T.L show. We will be featured on her show on her channel. So remember, put the spelling up again so y'all can see it. It's Marky Job TV, MARKYJOP TV on Facebook. She'll be interviewing the cast of the A.T.L show. And we also have some plans of some big things coming soon, but we're not going to talk about that yet. But that's in the making. So definitely follow Miss Millionaire on Marky Job TV. And again, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Hit the subscribe button. And I know most of you haven't hit the subscribe button because I get analytics, and 54% of my viewers are not subscribers. So you view, but you're not subscribed. So please subscribe. And you can also follow me on, in addition to YouTube, you can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. So definitely hit the subscribe button.
All of it.
So I guess we've come to the conclusion that
yes,
the kids are going to be fed first. And if they're small kids and run into you in the airport, they'll be greeted first.
Pretty much. Because can you imagine how excited the kid is? They've been waiting, you been deployed. They so excited. Honey, the odds of somebody getting to you first is like slim to none.
Right?
Honey.
Yeah. Actually, tonight's show I didn't think it was going to last that long.
Wow, that was a really great topic.
It was a great topic, but I thought maybe it was only be like 30 minutes or whatever. But I'm like, what am I going to talk about? But yeah,
I knew it was going to last at least an hour. Once I saw that Adrian came on, I knew I was going to pull her in. And I knew this is a topic that she could elaborate on because I know her, her background. So I knew she would be a perfect person to bring on the show. Just not really asking, but just, suggesting that she come in. And just tell her story, and people love spontaneity. So it was, nobody was expecting that, and we all got a treat. So
definitely
nothing scripted over here.
What you say, sis?
Nothing scripted over here.
Okay.
Definitely not. No scripts. Everything's off the dome, off the top of the head.
Listen, if we had the next master pass we do with the ladies. Oh, now I'm telling you. Oh my, y'all think I'm crazy? Y'all think I'm lit?
You are.
No, you're crazy. I just don't be doing why people call me that. You crazy, I'm mean. There's a difference. Mean,
I am not crazy at all.
Yes.
You ran over somebody.
Look.
I did
crazy.
You ran over somebody with your vehicle. You're crazy.
Okay, let's be perfectly clear.
You're crazy.
I'm finna help y'all right now. If
shot
y'all
someone.
out here, male or female, you decide you want to fight a boy that they call a punk that is very extra, let me help you. This nigga been fighting his whole life. You better run that bitch over with your car, then get out so y'all at the same equal capacity of fighting. He was gonna get hit with that car. Okay. Cause you know you finna get your ass beat. That boy been fighting since the day he was born.
And
I'm just evening up the playing field, that's all.
Wow.
So that ain't crazy, that's smart.
What about the bullet? What about the bullet?
My daddy told me to do it. And if a man hits you, kill him.
And the stabbing. And the stabbing.
If somebody hits you, no, but each time, if you notice, each time I did something really, really what y'all would consider crazy, it was a man that tried to either A, fight me, which the gay boy tried to fight me. I'm not gonna fight you. You been fighting since you was a jit, you been twisted. So you been fighting your whole life. Trick me, I'm gonna hit you with this truck. Then I got out the car, we had a head up phase. Simple.
He
talked to me to this day. He be like, hey.
He was
hey. But he ain't never tried to hit me again.
He wasn't head up, he was face down.
And that's why he was crippled.
He was head up.
Hey, that's a man. At the end of the day, I don't care what y'all say, that's a man. By the time we was fighting, I felt we was at equal capacity. He's a woman, I'm a woman. I took out the man factor. That's all I was doing, knocking out the man factor. The only thing that was left was his woman factor.
Oh, Kamal, if you're watching this, don't feed into this foolishness.
So I'm not even worried about that. Kamal ain't gonna judge me. He has a no judgment on, so I'm good.
I know that's right.
Anya, with the shooting of Isaac, how big is Isaac compared to me?
Y'all ever heard that story called David and Goliath?
Yes.
That big. Yeah.
Wow. So she had to bring him down to size.
Yes, my son was way bigger than me. Oh, no quarterback. I was barely 130 pounds. Nigga, I'm finna shoot you.
No quarterback.
No. I was just making it all even.
Okay.
Y'all know how that ended, but anyway, we ain't even gonna rehash the past.
Right.
We're not rehashing the past, baby.
But I can tell you this: if you Google my name, I have the cutest mug shots you ever want to see.
My person was pretty cute too.
Listen, make sure you Google it and you put it on the next show. You're gonna be like, this girl got like 10 mug shots and they all flawless.
I have all of them on across the screen.
Okay,
I have a nice big old Kool-Aid smile.
Take me to jail.
Let's go. Honey, it's a slumber party. I can't leave. I date girls and boys. Let's go. What jail you sending me to?
No.
So there.
Yes, sir.
These women are crazy.
I'm mean.
That's why I always tell y'all I'm the good one on the show. This is why I tell you I'm always the good one.
And because
the
of that,
good one, what? The good short one?
And because of that lie, good night, everybody. Thank you for coming.
Good night.
My nigga Tubo the GOAT, these other niggas basic.
Say what? No nigga wrist a silver chain around his neck. Say what? A.T.L show coming for their neck. Say what? We gon' say it all different from the rest. Say what? A.T.L show, know that we the best. Say what? Yeah, who was that? A.T.L show coming live, speak about the world. Know that we are still. We got Anthony, TeAma, Legacy, the podcast. On God, we're taking over with the A.T.L show.
My nigga Tubo the GOAT, these other niggas basic.
Say what? No nigga wrist a silver chain around his neck. Say what? A.T.L show coming for their neck. Say what? We gon' say it all different from the rest. Say what? A.T.L show, know that we the best. Say what? Yeah, who was that? A.T.L show coming live, speak about the world. Know that we are still. We got Anthony, TeAma, Legacy, the podcast. On God, we're taking over with the A.T.L show.